Everyone else can do this in theirs as well if they wanted to, although it's this is a Keap Max Classic. So the process is slightly different for building the form, but the campaign is basically the same. So we're going to have an internal form, and that'll be called Create a Future Task. And inside here, we're going to have a few fields. One of them is whoever the person is. First name, email, both of those are required. And then we'll have some other fields. We'll have a field that is, come on, let's go create a new custom field. And in here, we'll go date. There we go, that's required. And then we'll go inside here, one more field, and that's going to be no, actually we need two more fields. I think, let's go and have a look. We're on a text area for this one. Save that into there. And so this is how we can think outside the box, because it's all marketing automation, and it's a good lesson for us all to learn, I guess. Inside here, we'll mark this as ready for now. Whoops. And then we'll go back to the campaign. And what we're going to do is we're going to add in a sequence of things that we're going to make happen. So this is a goal that starts the campaign, and then this is a sequence of things that are going to make things happen. So we're going to delay timer and then create a task. There we go. So we're going to have a field delay timer here, because we've put that field in that's going to be submitted in the form. This will all make sense in a moment, but the field is going to be date and time of task. And we're going to delay until 1 day before the date and time of the task and use the years from the field. And we'll do it at any time, and then we'll save that. And then what we'll do is we will create a task. And the task is going to be, so 1 day before is going to be, this task will be created, and then there will be a reminder for that task as well. The reminder will come through the day before. So you'll get an email, a notification the day before. I see here, I need a title, and I don't have a title. I've done the description. So we click on the merge fields button, and I created that field, which was task, details of task. There we go. And so I'm going to merge that in. Details of task, you're going to, there we go. So it's going to automatically merge in here the details of task, but I want to merge in here a title for there as well. So I'm just going to go back one level. I'm going to go back into our form here, and I'm going to create not just details of task, but another field that is title of task. It'll be a text field, not a text area in this one, because it's just a small amount of text we want to put into there. Make that required. Save. So what I'm going to do, title of task, I'm going to move that up, date and time, title, details. Okay. And so then I'm going to go back, I'm going to go into here, go back into our task. In here, in the title, we're going to merge in title of task, which is that field I just created. And so it's automatically going to put the title of task that we fill in the form, the description in here, type of task, just going to put that as other. Task outcomes, we'll leave that the way it is. Assign to, we're going to assign it to Rebecca. We're going to, we're not going to notify the owner when the task is created, but we are going to notify Rebecca.
Okay.
Days until due when it's created will be, we'll leave it at 0 for now. We can change that later. Yep. Pop-up reminder, and we'll put a pop-up reminder 15 minutes before as well. And the priority, we'll put these in as essential, and then we can mark that from draft to ready, and then we can mark that from draft to ready. And then before I go and publish this, I'm just going to go back into our form, and just what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a snippet, and it's going to be a title first. Then I'm going to put in another snippet that's going to be a paragraph. And so what we're going to do is give this a name. This is create a future task, and in here, this form. We'll create a task 1 day before the task is due in the future. Special note. This task will not be visible on the contact record until 1 day before it is due. That makes sense?
Yeah. So this campaign that you just created is just when the task is assigned to me.
This is for assigning one to you, correct?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And so just making this a bit prettier. We can even, do we have a logo? We don't have your logo in there. You can put your logo in there if you want to, put an image in there. Makes it look nice and professional when we do that. And so, so now I'm going to publish this. The way we create the form in Keap Pro is slightly different, but all doable from this as well. Now, what we do, just going to go out of that campaign now. Let's go out of that. Now let's go to contact record. We go to forms down here now, and we go to internal forms, create a future task, fill out the form. Date and time, let's put it in for tomorrow. A little bit after now, what is it, 10:17, so we'll put it in for 10:45. Yep. Title of task, testing task, yeah, details of task. Oh, the details of what I have to do will go in here. Actually, I might put that for 10:30 a.m. So so that'll be created for tomorrow in about 15 minutes, yeah? And then we scroll down and click on save. And so what this is going to do, two things. So first, you can look on the contact record, you can see in here, create a future task, and you can see all the details that have been filled in. So there is a record on the contact record. You'll also be able to see in the campaigns, in a campaign, it hasn't added me in there yet. Maybe I'm too quick. Let's just refresh me here. In the campaign, that's a little odd. Let's go and look in the campaign and see what's happening. So for some reason that hasn't published, probably because I pressed the close button while it was publishing. So we'll just publish that again now.
So when you added that form to your contact, you didn't have to assign me as a task owner because that campaign is set up just to notify me.
Yeah, really good question. It's set up just to notify you, exactly right.
Okay.
And so
I was going to say, should I add that to the campaign description just so in future, like if Belinda wants to set up tasks so she gets notified that she'd have to create another campaign?
Can I go one step up and can I show you something really cool in just a moment? First thing, I'll go back in there and I'll fill in the form again so it does what we want it to do. And you'll see here, because I've previously done one, it's putting all the details in there that are in those fields. So if you were doing a new one, you would copy over those fields. I'm just going to do this one. So now when I go to the campaign, I can see create a future task. Okay, there's details inside there. If I go to campaigns inside here, I can see that I'm sitting in create a task with a notification. I'm sitting in that campaign. So when you're looking at a contact record, it's like, oh yeah, that's right, I did that. Let's go and have a look. And so you can always go to the form to see what and when the task was supposed to be. And then that will appear in 10 or so minutes. You'll get an email. Actually, yeah, you'll get an email notification of that going together. I'm going to go into the next stage of this, which is we go into the campaign builder. So it's you and Belinda work inside there. And so what we're going to do is do something slightly differently. What we're going to do is this. I'm going to make a variation in here. And I'm going to bring in a radio button. Now, a radio button is something where we've got to have an option. You've got to choose one or the other.
Yeah.
Whereas if we used a checkbox, you can choose all of them that you put in there. So in here, we're going to call this who is the task for? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we might say in here Belinda. And then we might say in here Rebecca, REBECCA. We make this required. And then we save. So that's step one. We're going to give you the option to choose between the two. I'm just going to put some spaces in there because often these fields appear a bit close together and then make it hard to see what you're supposed to do. So that's in there, some spaces. And then we'll go back. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold down Control. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag and duplicate this. And I'm going to make this together with that. First, I'll go into here. Well, actually, before I do that, this one is for Rebecca. And this one is for Belinda. We'll go into this one. We'll leave that exactly the same. Don't do anything here. We just save that. We're going to create a task. Inside here, contact the title of task stays in, the details of task stays in. All we do inside here is we change this. Instead of assigning this to Rebecca, we're going to assign it to Belinda.
Yeah.
And then we're going to notify Belinda.
Perfect.
Okay. Mark that from draft to ready. Mark that from draft to ready. And then last thing we have to do is fix this decision diamond. So this is a point where some logic comes into play. So for the task for Rebecca, we're going to add a rule. If the form submissions option, which is the radio button, Rebecca is selected, they'll go into this one. And down here, if the form submission option Belinda, because it's for Belinda, is selected. Now, this is simple logic and we know it's going to work, but we can also test this. And we can test it by saying the Rebecca one, and we evaluate. And then this says it's going to send it to Rebecca, which is perfect. So if we chose Belinda, we can't choose both, so we have to unchoose that one. This one will go into Belinda, which is perfect. That's what we want to happen. So we go back one level. Now you see that's gone green. Because this is marked green and this is marked green, when I open this up, when you come out of there, it goes green again, even if we hadn't done these here, just going in there and then coming out will mark that as green as well. So something to think about if you're creating a campaign like this in the future. But then I'm going to publish. And that's ready to go. Now you can, on that contact record, on a contact record when you're using it, you can, we'll just go into there again. Go to forms, internal forms, create a future task, fill out the form. You'll notice there it's got all those details in from the last one, but now you can choose Belinda or Rebecca inside there. You can't choose both, it won't let you because that's a radio button. And then you'll just save that there. Now you wanted to update this note inside here?
I can do that.
Yep. So you just go back into the form and you can type directly in there and then republish the campaign.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Come on, you're most welcome.
I just got it.
There we go.
Oh, it worked.
Excellent.
Yay.
So now we'll be able to go onto that contact record, and I'll just go onto that contact record now. I'm just going to refresh the screen so that that pops up. And then we can see here the task inside here. Has not been.
They're saying that the action due date is today.
Task has not been created yet. So let's have a look here. It's still going.
It said task notifier added and updated today, and then it says action due date today, but I thought you put it as tomorrow.
No, I put the action due date as 0 days inside there. So the task is created for tomorrow, but let's just go into the full contact record. It's just notifying us 24 hours before. And so it will actually create the task for tomorrow, it looks like, as well. But it's notified us now, and the task will pop in for tomorrow. So what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll just edit that campaign a little bit, just in the task creation. Inside here. And we'll change this to be due at 1 day until due. There we go. And that will now put that in for the next day. I'll just change the other one as well. 1 day until due. It won't change that one, but it will change it for future ones.
Yeah. Well, I can go in and create some more tests and double check it and all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good one.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.